Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how I could bring Korean fashion influencers and Korean venture capital founders to India. Last time when I uploaded this video, there was a comment asking how I got to meet those people. So today I'm going to talk about that part as well. Okay, first, this is Seunghwan. I brought him to India last time to host some content creator parties in Bangalore. And I've also brought one of his friends, Teho. He is also a person working at a fashion industry in Korea. I think you would like to know how I could first get to know these people and become friends, because I think that's why the person who asked the question also asked the question, because you want to become friends with some influencers or venture capitalists. There are some people that you admire and you want to become closer to those people in real life, and you want to figure it out how you could make it happen, right? So I'm going to tell you how I could manage to make those things happen to myself. And for that, I like very straightforward talking style. So I think you just have to be honest, direct, and a little bit smart. Okay, this is what happened to me. When I just became an adult, I got really sick. I got hospitalized, and all I could do was just scrolling down the Instagram feeds with my mobile phone. And it was the COVID season, so I was socially isolated as well. Not even my family could come and see me because the hospital didn't allow that. Uh, no friends, and when I see my friends, you know, just became an adult, so they were like drinking, socializing, playing, enjoying their college life, and I was just like, I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, uh, I couldn't, take a bath or shower, like really ill. Uh, it was very traumatic actually. So my self-esteem got really low. That's where I started to get interested in fashion, because my self-esteem was so low. I started to think about my appearance, because I couldn't believe in myself. I started to care about how I look like. But then the problem is, there are not many things that I could do uh, as a person that had never been interested in taking care of myself in terms of my appearance. So the easiest way to start was fashion. Uh, while I was scrolling through Instagram, I could easily, get in, see a lot of very good-looking fashion influencers. I thought those guys were really amazing. I wanted to become like those people. That's how I started to, get it interested in fashion. Seunghwan specifically was very a unique person as a fashion influencer, because uh, we are not very tall. Usually, people who are into fashion fields, they are really tall. But then, because we are not very tall, uh, for me at least, I had trouble trying to find some brands and clothing that really fit my body size. And also, I really wanted to wear some clothing in a style that look very stylish and a bit manly as well. But usually, when you're short, many fashion influencers, they wear it in a very cute, casual styles, at least in Korea back then. So Seunghwan really uh, stood out to me because he really wore in a style that I admired. So just looking at his styles, and he was very kind to his followers as well, like people like me. He opened how he shops, how he search the products, what he wears, what sizes he wear. So just following his style, just um, learning how to search fashion and getting to know about more brands and the messages they want to provide, and all these things really was a huge consoling experience for me when I was sick. So I felt very thankful for him. So when I got better, I wanted to deliver this thankfulness to Seunghwan, and I tried to think from his perspective, from his shoes, because I thought that way I could most effectively deliver and accomplish uh, what I wanted to do, like saying thank you to him and making him proud of himself. So I tried to be honest, direct, and smart. I thought about what he would like, because from his perspective, he is quite famous. He has like at least 10K followers. All the brands, they approach him, give him money for advertisements. A lot of direct messages coming in from strangers, and in order for me to stand out, I had to be very authentic, and at the same time had to have a hook. So I decided to deliver a very authentic, message of thank you. What happened to me and how his work had helped me go through the hard time, and also because I felt so thankful. I told him, not just by words, but I wanted to give him some gifts in person. Like I knew he liked eating particular kind of foods. I've offered him a good, dinner place. And I knew he had a girlfriend back then, I think. So I prepared a gift for his girlfriend as well. And it worked. So try to be authentic, direct, and smart. Think from the other person's perspective. Now I'm going to talk about how I could bring the venture capitalists to India with me. Well, this part as well, it starts from India actually. So when I visited India for the first time during March, one of the friends that came with me back then, he suggested me to do community thing, where you read books and share your thoughts about the books. The community was called BZCF, BZ Cafe in Korean, and it's quite a famous, I think, YouTube channel translating like startup entrepreneurship kind of videos, English videos into Korean. I didn't have really high expectations to the community, but I was like, why not? So, because he already had done the community activities, and because he was one of my closest friends that I really trust, so I did join the community and did the activities as well. Uh, Throughout the activities, I've met many insightful people, and one of them was a member of this another community called 대장간, which is a community that a handful number of guys who do the entrepreneurship journeys live together. And he invited me to the community as well. So, and we had a meal talking about our life stories and how I did some K-beauty influencer parties in India, what I think about India, how I've maintained the mentorship relationship with the mentor, and could go through the thought process of how important India was. He was quite impressed. And one of the members of the community was actually a VC and VC partner actually, and he was not at that place, that when we had this conversation, but he heard about me through the person and he got interested, so we got to have a lunch next time. So I met this VC partner, and he told me about the amazing mission of the venture capital that he was working for. Actually, he was also one of the founding members of the VC. The mission was to serve and support the young, amazing entrepreneurs. They believed they could serve the mission the best in the world because, first, all of the founding members of the VC were in their 20s, so they were also young, so they could relate with the young founders. The second thing is all the founding members of the VCs also had the experience of starting a startup. Like, well, they might not have been successful with startups, but still they've had the experiences of trying really hard to make this positive changes in the world, disruptive positive changes. So they believed they were at the best position of doing and serving this mission. I thought it was incredibly beautiful. Well, I think the VC partner liked me as well. That's why I think he introduced me to the CEO of the GDBC. And when I met the CEO, I've talked about India, and the CEO was like, "Oh, that's very interesting. I would like to visit India as well." So I was like, "I'm heading to India this like next week. Why don't you come along with me?" And the CEO was like, "Sure, why not?" That's how everything happened. I've convinced the CEO that India would be the very next thing, the next big thing, and I was sure that the experience would have benefited the CEO a lot, just like how India has given me a lot of gifts in terms of my life so far. Uh, I've learned so many different things, different values, virtues, uh, and met so many great people as well. So that's how I've met those VCs, the VC CEOs, and brought them to India as well. I think with the VC story, yeah, it's the same with the influencer thing as well. You have to be honest, authentic, direct, and smart. You need to understand what the VCs or the person would like to hear about, or that they value the most. For the VC case, I think they were obviously interested in finding people who they would like to invest in, or finding new opportunities. So I've introduced the Indian market and how much potential I myself has as a founder. And also for the VCs specifically, I think you want to really think about a way to gain trust first and get into the inner circle. Because think about it, how I could connect with the VCs was not by cold mailing, but by getting somebody introducing me to the other VCs and the other startup community members. So I'd suggest you to find some kind of event or social settings where you can first get into the inner circle of the communities and then start to network there. That's way easier. I believe most of the Silicon Valley venture capitalists, they believe like they don't most of them don't care about the code mails. I've heard. They believe it's also a game to figure out a way around to get a referral of people who they trust, because if you as a founder cannot figure that out, they believe you really don't have the skills to do the sales, which is the most important skill that you need to have as a founder. Yeah. Overall, that's how I could bring the Korean influencer and Korean venture capitalists to India. If you want to hear some other stories as well, just put the comments below. And from next time, I think I'm going to start, declare what I'm going to do for my future journeys. So keep in touch.